Hello everyone, welcome to the video on negative and zero exponents on Mathematics 10. Before we get started, we need to know some prior knowledge on the exponent laws. Do you know how to simplify x power of 5 divided by x power of 3? Do you also know the value of 8 over 8 and the value of y over y? Well, these are simple expressions, but they will be useful when we do the problems. Through this video, you should be able to use exponent laws to simplify expressions, including the negative and zero exponents. Let's try the first example question together. Simplify 8 power of 0 and 7x power of 0. So let's start with the first one, 8 power of 0. One thing we know about the negative exponent is that whenever the exponent is 0, the expression just becomes 1. That's true for any number. Any number to the power of 0 is always going to be 1. Let's try the second example. 7x power of 0. Well, we can apply the same knowledge. However, we need to be careful about the order of operation. In terms of x, does power of 0 apply first before we multiply by 7? So that means that we're first going to do x power of 0 first. And then we're going to multiply by 7. And as we've learned above, x power of 0 is always just going to be 1. So that's 7 times 1, or in other words, that's equal to 7. Let's annotate our process. Any number, well, other than 0, to the power of 0 is just 1. For the second question, actually follow the order of operation. So x power of 0 happens first, then multiply by 7. Let's move on to the second example question. Simplify the expressions x power of negative 5 and 3 over y power of negative 2. So these are the negative exponents. Well, what we know about negative exponents is that the negative exponents work as a ticket to go to the other side. In this case, the other side refers to the numerator and the denominator sides. In other words, we find the reciprocal of it. Well, what is reciprocal of x power of negative 5? Well, reciprocal means that we do 1 over something. So reciprocal of 2 is 1 over 2. So in other words, we're going to reciprocal 1 over x power of negative 5. So that's 1 over x power of 5. And after we do the negative exponent, so we use the reciprocal, then we remove the negative sign. So in other words, x power of negative 5 is equal to 1 over x power of 5. If we go back to the ticket analogy, the ticket, you use the ticket to go from the numerator into the denominator. The ticket works the same way for the other way around. If you have a ticket in the denominator side, the negative exponent, then we can use a ticket to go to the numerator side. So I think that's what the second question is about. 3 over y power of negative 2. Well, we can use a ticket, which means we can switch the denominator y power of negative 2 into a numerator sign. And after you use ticket, we need to remove the negative exponent. Or we can also think of it as reciprocal of y to the power of negative 2. The reciprocal of 1 over 1 over y to the power of negative 2 is going to be just y to the power of 2. After we remove the negative exponent. So the answer is 3y squared. notice that the 3 was not moved. The 3 is irrelevant of the y power of -2 on the denominator. Let's annotate our process. The negative exponent moves the power from denominator to the numerator, or vice versa. So that's where the x power of -5, which is on the numerator side, it goes into the denominator side. Y power of -2, which was on the denominator side, has moved to the numerator side. Once again, for the second question, follow the order of operation. That means the y power of -2, that's the exponent. And we should always do that first before we do the division. So we first care about the y power of -2 that goes into the numerator side, and then we do the rest of the expression. So let's quickly review the vocabulary and the formula that we've learned today. First, reciprocal is a flip of a number. So reciprocal of x is 1 over x. Reciprocal of a over b is b over a. And the zero exponent law, we know that any number that is not 0 to the power of 0, so h power of 0, x power of 0, 5 power of 0 is all going to be 1. And of course, the negative exponent law tells us that if you have x power of -a, that's equal to 1 over x power of a, and 1 over x power of -a is equal to x power of a. Thank you for tuning into this video, and I'll see you in the next one.